10 versatile compliment getting men's fragrances. In today's video, I have 10 fragrances that you can wear pretty much anywhere. And there is a high compliment factor that comes with these fragrances. Whether you're wearing a fragrance solely for yourself or you're wearing it for compliments or a nice little blend of both, there is guaranteed to be a fragrance on this list that you will enjoy. And number 10 on this list is a fragrance that's still relatively new and quite similar to a much more expensive fragrance. No, it's not a direct clone, but it is similar. You're gonna have your bergamot, your pineapple, your rose, your birch. You might have your senses tingling right now for what it's similar to, but number 10 is gonna be Perry Ellis America. Which, guys, if you couldn't guess it, this is quite similar to Creed Aventus. In a way, it's not, like I said, it's not an exact clone, but it is similar. For me, what makes this a bit different than Creed Aventus is gonna be that this is a bit creamier, it's a bit more sweet, and it's more versatile. You can wear this in more places 100% than you can in Creed Aventus. This can be worn in a white t-shirt and can be worn in a suit or fresh out of the shower. This is an extremely versatile fragrance and it does smell great. In the opening, you get that sweet bergamot, you get that sweet pineapple that's there, but in the dry down, it kind of transitions into much more of a creamier, sweeter kind of fragrance. With Perry Ellis America having a low price point with a high compliment factor, I had to include it on this list. This also has pretty decent performance. Again, guys, that is Perry Ellis America. I wish I could say that number 9 on this list was my most recent pickup, but it's not, unfortunately. I still have like 3 boxes over there that I have to unbox, and I have a few coming in the mail. But I am somewhat pleased that I did pick this up because it is extremely versatile. Number 9 being a 2020 release, you can only kind of guess what color this fragrance is. Seeing as we've had probably 10 different blue fragrances come out, number 9 is going to go to Coach Blue. With an opening of lime and absinthe, you'd think it'd be somewhat unique, but this fragrance, it kind of blends in really well with other blue fragrances. It's nothing that's going to be super unique, but it is very easy to wear and very versatile, and the compliment factor on this is very high. Just having that lime and certain ozonic notes in it make it just very fresh and just very inviting scent. Now, if you're one of the guys that strictly go out just to bash designer fragrances, this one won't be for you. This list isn't gonna be for you. But if you're wanting something that's versatile, easy to wear, easy to reach for, a no-brainer, this is not a bad one to go with. Now, the price point on this is still pretty high. I would wait till it goes to discounters where you can get it for roughly about 30 bucks. Right now, you get it on Amazon for like 80 bucks right now. Definitely wait until it hits discounters and get it then. Again, the compliment factor on this one is very high, with half decent performance, which kind of go in line with the rest of the Coach fragrances, but not quite as good as Coach Platinum. Again, guys, that is Coach Blue. Now, number 8 on this list is a fragrance that has been discontinued, but it is still on the market. So if you see this for an affordable price for under 100 bucks, get it. And then thank me later. With your ginger, your grapefruit, and your cardamom, you get that is L'Homme Ultime. With this, what you're gonna get is gonna be your refreshing grapefruit and ginger with a masculine rose in the base. This would be the perfect summertime office kind of scent. It is very refreshing with a slight bit of a spice there. With a price point that right now is okay, but you wait 6 months, a year down the road, and this would be selling for like 300 bucks. I got it for like 100. It's gonna go up pretty quickly. The compliment factor on this is basically a penny dropper kind of fragrance, in my opinion. It's one that will get that job done. Trust me on that. With above average performance on this fragrance. Now, if you're working outside in the high heat, this might not last quite as long on your skin as it does for me if I'm inside working. But for me inside, this gets the job done every time. Again, guys, that was L'Homme Ultime. Now, next we have a fun fragrance. It's gonna be one that is gonna be super fruity, super summery, super easy to reach for, and very, very versatile. It can be worn out of the shower, it can be worn at the office, it can be worn to the gym. Pretty much anywhere that you go, you can throw this on. You'll know you smell good, and people around you will know you smell good. Number 7 is gonna go to the new fragrance as well. That is Azzaro Fun. So in the opening of this, you're gonna have your nice blood orange. It's so nice, it's so pleasant, especially if you're just cutting into an orange. That blood orange scent does last quite a while, and it blends really well with the rhubarb that's in this fragrance as well. The rhubarb in this fragrance really gives it more of an oomph behind it, kind of carries the blood orange note along the way from the beginning to the end. Price point on this fragrance is fantastic. You can find it at the rack store for like 12 bucks. The performance on this is okay. Compliment factor on this is again high. This is one that the blood orange, it projects out quite a bit, at least for the first hour of wearing it or so. Which is why it's on this list, guys. Again, that is Azzaro Fun. And number 6 on this list is gonna be one of the most seductive blue fragrances that I have in my collection. Easy to wear, it has a certain melon note in there that's very pleasant, very inviting, and also a note of cappuccino. Number 7 is gonna go to Antonio Banderas Blue Seduction. This fragrance is right on par with Nautica Voyage, and honestly, it has a bit of an edge over it in my opinion. It has a bit more oomph behind it. It has a bit more personality to it than the Voyage does. The performance is on par with Nautica Voyage. The longevity is on par. The compliment factor is on par as well. It might be cheap, but this will have you a level up over the guys that are not wearing any kind of fragrance at all. Again, y'all, that is the summer banger that is Blue Seduction. Now to number 5. I can't talk about summer bangers and not mention this one. With the First and Grapefruit Accord in this fragrance, gives it a bit of that intensity to it. And this one, guys, is probably one of the most complimented fragrances on this entire list. It's, if not the most complimented. It's one that I'm so glad to have in my collection, and I don't have one that's quite like it in my collection outside of this one. Number 5 is going to go to Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense. This is, like I said, it's one of the easiest fragrances you can wear. It's loud, it's refreshing, it's one that will be very crowd appealing. The price on this is a little bit higher, but it's well worth it in my opinion. Especially if you're into the blue aquatics that are easy to wear, while being compliment heavy fragrances. Guys, that is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. Number 4 on this list is going to be a fragrance that is a lot easier to wear than what is similar to. The fragrance that is similar to has a certain note to it that makes it a bit harder to wear in the warmer weather. This one, though, is basically the fix for that. With a badass bottle here, guys, and a pretty decent atomizer, you get Mercedes-Benz for Men. This is not going to be your general fresh fragrance. It's going to have a bit more oomph to it, a bit more masculine, and honestly a bit more enjoyable than your standard blue fragrance, with really decent performance. This is also a fragrance that I can throw on about 10 sprays of and not offend anyone near me. I don't think they would be offended by it, but hopefully they would say something to me if it did kind of offend them. With a great price point, above average performance, and a high compliment factor, guys, that is Mercedes-Benz for Men. 3 is going to be a fragrance that is green, but it's refreshing. It's refreshing and uplifting. I'm not sure what note it is in this that makes it push out. It makes it, reach people's noses, but it has a very high compliment factor. One that was very surprising to me. This line from this house is also very impressive to me. I also have one more from this line, but this one is a bit more wearable. The fragrance from this line is almost niche quality. I know I don't own a lot of niches, but this one right here is similar to some that I have, and not in the sense of the scent, but the quality of this fragrance. Number 3 is going to be Vintage Green by Banana Republic. And as you guys can see, I got the little bottle here. This will still probably last me forever. But these citruses that are in this, maybe like a tea note. I'm not sure what the notes are in this, but it has that very natural, almost herbaceous kind of scent to it, with some sweet nuances to it that are very nice. With an okay price point, with decent performance and longevity, but a very high compliment factor. You get that is Vintage Green. Now these last 2 are superstars here. If you made it this far in this video, chances are you've heard about these 2 at some point. Or chances are that you own these 2. You haven't just heard about them, you probably own them. You probably worn them, you probably own a backup bottle of these 2. And to be honest with you guys, for this list, I couldn't pick 1 for 1 and 1 for 2. It's just gonna have to be, these are the top 2. We got Acqua di Gio Profumo and Versace Pour Homme. Now, both these guys are amazing, and they're both so easy to wear. These are the 2 most versatile scents in my entire collection. Also, while being the most complimented easy reach fragrances that I have in my collection. If there are 2 takeaways from this video, know that this is going to be your smart reach. This is going to be one that is going to be the most affordable. It's going to be one that's going to be best bang for your buck, compliment heavy kind of fragrance. This is going to be one that if your budget is a little bit higher, if you have a little bit more cash flow, go with this one. I'm glad I don't own a full bottle of the Profondo, because it'll probably be right here with these 2. And again, guys, so for the budget, it's going to be the Versace Pour Homme, and for the not so low of a budget, it's going to be the Acqua di Gio Profumo. But guys, that is that. If you enjoyed this list, do not forget to hit the subscribe down below. But guys, like I always say, keep it gent, love your scent, and I will see you all next time.